I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record News Watch. It's rough out there and don't expect it to get any better anytime soon. The oppressive heat and humidity have us fleeing to air-conditioned buildings and to places like the pool at Maple Hill Park in Middletown, where a group of youngsters were anxiously awaiting the noontime opening today. Recreation Department employees say the pool will get crowded as the day and the heat wear on. Cooling centers were open today at the Youth Center in Port Jervis and at the Recreation Center in Newburgh for folks that don't have the means to beat the heat. More people will seek refuge in pools like the one at Maple Hill Park in the days ahead, as dangerous levels of heat and humidity are predicted for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. More on that in a couple of minutes. Port Jervis police are investigating the possibility that a city resident was in the process of stealing copper wire from a local business when he was electrocuted. Police have labeled the death of 26-year-old Andrew Fisher accidental but suspicious. According to police, Fisher died at 1 a.m. Monday while using wire cutters to sever a line at the Mountain Machine business off Skyline Drive. Emergency personnel responded after 2 people with Fisher called 911. A dispute over payment to a tow truck operator turned violent yesterday along Interstate 84 in the town of Greenville. State police say they were called when the verbal dispute between an employee with Ray's Towing of Slade Hill and the motorist Thomas Coffin of Honesdale, Pennsylvania, escalated. Police say Coffin started up his car while it was on the tow truck hook, then struggled with the officer who needed pepper spray to subdue him. Coffin faces charges of disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. They got no help from the victim, but police in Kingston have arrested 2 men for a shooting Saturday in the Midtown section of the city. The 25-year-old victim was first shot with a taser gun, then wounded in the forearm with a bullet fired from a handgun. Police rounded up 2 Kingston residents, 39-year-old Roy Scipio and Leo Sampson. Scipio was charged with felony assault as well as criminal use and possession of a firearm. Sampson was charged with weapons possession. It was the 4th shooting in Kingston so far this year. In the Ulster County town of Wawarsing, a 13-year-old boy has gotten himself into some hot water for faking his own drowning. Sheriff's deputies, members of 5 rescue squads, and a medevac helicopter responded to the call yesterday. The boy admitted that he'd made up the drowning story at the urging of friends as he was about to be loaded onto the helicopter at Ellenville Hospital. The boy was charged with falsely reporting an incident. His case will be heard next month in Ulster County Family Court. Well, people were strolling down the middle of Front Street in Port Jervis Saturday to check out an assortment of works from area artists during the 13th annual Arts Walk sponsored by the Tri-State Chamber of Commerce. A record number of entertainers and artists lined the street to showcase their talents and, more importantly, bring people to downtown Port Jervis.
An opportunity for local artisans, potters, photographers to get out here and show what they have to offer. The community pulls together. There's food, we have music, we have dancers. It's just a fun afternoon for local people to get together. It's just a great community event.
Arts Walk organizers are hoping the event helps the city's ongoing effort to attract more business activity downtown. And along with that, there is hope a whitewater kayak park proposed for a stretch of the Delaware River at Port Jervis can become a reality. And that part of the river is cleaner today, thanks to the efforts of those who are taking part in the 22nd annual Delaware River Cleanup, sponsored by Kittatinny Canoes. 70 miles of river from Sullivan County down to the Delaware Water Gap is getting a midsummer cleaning, courtesy of the volunteer canoeists and divers. This is the haul of trash that was pulled from the Delaware during day 1 of the 3-day cleanup. Diver Angelo Dragone, who's volunteered for the past 14 years, says despite this pile of trash that was accumulated yesterday, there has been less garbage to pull out.
The river's getting clearer and cleaner every year. Unfortunately, every canoe, kayak, and raft that comes down the river, they still throw all their beer cans and bottles on the bottom of the river. I always have a big mesh bag. Every time I dive, I take a bag or 2 full of garbage. But the days of finding all the washers and dryers and refrigerators and cars, that's pretty much over. All the big stuff has been pretty much taken out of the river.
The cleanup has been a labor of love for Kittatinny Canoe's owner, Ruth Jones.
This is a resource that we use in our livelihood and our business by putting people on the river. And you can't keep taking from a resource without putting something back. So this is our way of giving back. And these volunteers, most of them come every year, and it's like a big reunion, and they just work so hard because they've grown to love the river as well.
Over the years, volunteers have taken close to 400 tons of trash out of this section of the Delaware, and some of the stuff is pretty strange. Last year's haul included a whiskey barrel and a loaded shotgun. Tomorrow might not be quite as humid, but any relief will be short-lived. Wednesday will be sunny and very warm, with temperatures up around 90 degrees. Thursday will be sunny, very hot, and more humid, with temperatures reaching the low 90s, and there will be no break from the uncomfortable conditions at the end of the week. For news, weather, sports, and entertainment information, pick up tomorrow's Times Herald Record, and when news breaks, you will find it here at Record Online. For Record News Watch, I'm Tracy Baxter.